Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here with us on this Friday morning, wrapping up another good week on our show. We appreciate your viewership and your loyalty and your feedback to help keep this show going on and keeping it interesting with all the things y'all send to us and share with us. So just real people doing real things in the outdoors. Let's get started with our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs, and it'll be more comfortable today than it was yesterday. So high 67, low of 50. Water temperature at the end of the pier right at 65 degrees. The lowest has been so far in 2024. So we're going to be watching it really the next week or two especially. Let's take a look at our river readings brought to us by the good folks at Panama City Coca-Cola. Check out the Apalachicola of Brunstown. Did it not just shoot up? Boom. This morning it's reading a 16.3. Now it's going to drop. It looks like it's going to drop in the next day or two, but right now it's at 16.3. The Choctaw Caravelle is still on the way up. It's reading a 7.6 and climbing. So this weekend, the river fishing is going to be high water, which is in a way can be good. You can sort of get back in there, up in those sloughs, up in those feeder creeks, and see what's going on. I know you can see a lot better because the leaves will be gone and the water's high, so you can get back up in there. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Low tide this morning at 5:45 and a high tide at 7:12. Good strong tide today, even more stronger tide tomorrow. Our wind direction now becoming east-northeast, only about 5 to 10. A pretty day here in the Florida Panhandle. Let's go ahead and do our fishing game times in this segment here, as we like to do on Friday. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. 8:55 to 10:55 this morning, and 9:26 to 11:26 tonight. And a strong wind has really kept the tidal flow really low in both the Apalachicola River system, and where it spills into the bay, and also out in my area I can see the exposed area because of this that wind we've had. So a good time to do some dock work also. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. You notice a lot of times this cold weather comes out, the deer really start moving around. I really enjoy seeing it. It's so much more evident now with your game cameras. You can see all of that. Now, like I say, this past weekend, I was telling you yesterday about my very successful and very rewarding deer hunt we had up there in Alabama. The next morning, I just took my camera to sit in the stand. I had my gun with me just in case, but I really just shot some video the next morning because I'd already taken one buck. I'm not going to take more than one buck off somebody else's property. I know some people do, but I just don't do it. And so I just had a good morning, so I took some good video. On Monday's show, I'll have the video from last weekend's hunt. It's a really good video. You're going to really enjoy it. But what I did, when I shot the video, I was trying to take some pictures with my phone to send it to Shane and Eric and let them know what the bucks were doing. So I thought I would just give you a little preview. Here are some of the pictures. Now I took these off of my camera with my phone, so you can see. But what's cool? Now normally this some we sort of let go. This is a cool one here. Watch this. All right, this is sort of this buck starts moving around. Look, there's like three. Look at the bucks out there. That's a young spike back there. And look at the big buck going to start. Well, he's going to watch the spike run from him. See, look at that. Isn't that cool? Just sit and watch that. Look at there. And there's another buck too, and both of them don't want that spike in their territory. And that spike is running around. Look at them. I said, "Get out of here, Pete. This is our food. This is our does." But and then let's see. I got one more here. Like I say, it's off my camera, and I see that there is. Isn't that amazing? The hierarchy. And that's I was thinking if I was a hunter really wanted to just kill meat, you could shoot one time and probably get both of them right there, but I wouldn't. I don't do that kind of stuff. But anyway, it's good. Anyway, I just want to share that with you as far as the deer are really moving around, and it's really a good time of the year to get out in the woods. Okay, let's move along. All right, let's start with the fun one right here. You guys appreciate this. The top picture, men wrapping gifts. I'm very guilty with wrapping Christmas gifts. I just can't do it very well. It's a joke around Christmas time with my wrapping. But men using a smoker, I mean, look how good we make that smoker, get that meat on the smoker. A lot of truth in that. Okay. Elaine Ritter Nations. Elaine grew up down the street from me, up there in Quincy. She lives here now. This is a Weewall bear. We talked about a bear yesterday, the bear management. We have over, 6,000 now? It's amazing. Hunter Ray, I thought Emery Lynn is on the board finally. She has done her share of missing this year, but she's getting dialed in now. Luckily, she doesn't have social media because she didn't want me to post it because she didn't have the right makeup on it. That's a good picture right there. Good job, Hunter Ray. That's right, dear. Our ancestors had tails. We're talking about the antique store. We were up in Camden, Alabama, had some of the old phones, and we got a kick out of it. Okay, let's talk about FWC now. And the meeting going on right now, actually it's wrapping up. They're actually closing, folks, today. They're closing the lane snap or the beeline. They're closing it up for the rest of this year. It will stay closed through December 31st. They're going to open it back up. I don't know. There's been a lot of beeliners caught, and really, I think they've hit the quota from all the cats. I've seen a lot of pictures. I've shown you a lot of pictures. So it's actually closing up today. So I let folks know, don't go over there and catch those beeliners. Also, another announcement they had. This is going to be for next year now. The amberjack recreational season. It's going to be open 2 months, September and October, basically. And they're going to try to do this year. They can prove the amberjack stock is overfished and is experiencing overfishing. So people used to not even keep those amberjacks, but the modified recreation season right here, the spawning period is March through May. So they don't want folks to catch them then, March, April, and May, springtime. So that's on the amberjack. And let's see. Speaking about good meat, this is a good point. One of my viewers sent this: wild game meat doesn't get recalled. Think about it. And we were cutting that. We were this past weekend. We were cutting the meat up and all to debone it and bring it back here. And I was just looking at how good and just clean that meat looks as it's coming off the bone. And I was thinking of no kind of additives or anything like that. But it's good. Venison is good. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So glad you're with us. We wanted to take yesterday, I'm going to show you a little video. I spent the whole day yesterday up at Mosley High School in outdoor ed classes. There were 6 classes, and Coach Stanford invited me up because the kids were bringing in their projects. That's the one thing that we started way back. The kids make something with their hands and present it to the class. It's always a lot of fun. I appreciate Coach Stanford invited me up, and I spent, the whole day up there. I just had brought back a flood of great memories of some really good kids and who used to be kids who are grown up now. So I really enjoyed yesterday, and I got some video of the projects. We'll squeeze that in next week. But one of the girls, the kids now have to have permission to be, have to say you have permission to film me and all that. So half the kids had and half of them didn't. So we had a checklist of ones who we could film and could not. But anyway, this little girl here, she made, they all kind of, things have not changed. The girls are still sweet and the boys are still goofy. I just sat in the classroom and laughed at them and enjoyed being around them. But this little girl here, this is Allie McDougal, and she made a little trap. And it was funny because she told me she had a video of it, and I said, send it to me. So she sent it to me yesterday. This is a little squirrel trap. You got to look close now because it happens real fast. Okay, so boom. Okay, I'm gonna run it again. Okay, don't look at the squirrel at the bottom. Okay, okay, what that is now is old school. You have sticks holding it up, and the squirrel have corn in there, and the squirrel, boom. How many of us have not done that? One more time. I just got a kick out of it. It trips that little stick, and what was funny, she showed me she showed me where the squirrel had actually been chewing on the wood to get out of there, because after she left them in there for a little while. But I just thought that was cool. Now, let me switch back. I had to do that on my phone, switch back to the iPad here. One thing I want to talk about next, Michael Harris has always been so good with Seasons of Hope and helping people out. I'm going to show this little story right here. This is a really good story here. Okay, Easton got it done yesterday. I'm not going to have time to read all of this. It's a long story. Matt Marshall took Easton up there to hunt on his place up there in Calhoun County, or Jackson County. Anyway, mom's telling the story. My son Easton, an amazing young man, has a huge heart, loves to make his sisters laugh. He's one boy, 6 sisters. We got him a rifle for his 17th birthday. Growing up, we never took him hunting, but we did lots of target practice. He's enjoyed hunting. This is interesting. A lot of times, just because you don't grow up hunting don't mean you're not going to enjoy it when you get grown. So Easton would love to have a successful hunt. Before Easton was born, the doctors told me he likely wouldn't survive pregnancy or delivery. They informed me he didn't have much brain development, and then it goes on saying but he beat the odds. At age 5, he became very sick and went on to the Pensacola Children's Hospital. And anyway, he's had a rough time, but he's done so well, and with the diet and medicines, and started losing his hearing. And anyway, by the time he was 17, he got hospitalized. He was placed on a transplant list. We got a new kidney in September of 24. He just got a new kidney. A rare form of kidney disease is a much higher risk. He's being monitored closely. So anyway, that's his mom, Amanda. So they took him hunting. Seasons of Hope took him hunting. Check this out. Easton's first buck. What an awesome afternoon of hunting with some very awesome people. Huge thank you to Mr. Matt Marshall for making this hunt happen. And it's been a pleasure to get to know the Purnell family. And here are the pictures right here. Okay, of course, there's Braden on the right, and there's, you see Michael on the left, and look, that's a nice buck, isn't it? Good job, Easton. And here's some more pictures. There he is. Getting to get outdoors and take that fine buck up there off Matt Marshall's place. Another picture there. And there's Matt up there in the top right-hand corner. No, Matt's his little guy. He just does an amazing job. He has a heart of gold, a very successful business, Marshall Brothers, very successful business, and just a good person. And one more picture, got him loaded up on a truck. So good stuff right there. I enjoy bringing the stories like that, and thank you, Michael Harris, for all those years. A Season of Hope has helped people like that who've been disadvantaged as far as things happening in their health life, and he's able to take them outdoors and do some really cool things with them. So some good stuff. Okay, speaking of good things, talking about hunting up in Alabama, I ran across, this is funny because Alabama's still talking about deer hunting, and don't miss the Alabama deer season. It says Alabama has 2 months of deer hunting left, and they don't close until February the 10th. So I thought this is really good publicity for the Alabama folks. They're really pushing the deer hunting, and I don't blame them because it is great up there. I've hunted several parts of that state, and really nice buck up there. Scrambled eggs, I'll have 2. Devil eggs, give me 37. If you know, you know. Devil eggs are so good. I don't usually get them to a family reunion or some big covered dish, but I love devil eggs. I know you do too. Planning for next year. We're talking about fly fishing. I found it 2 different places now. This is up in Kentucky. They call it Kentuckiana Fly Show, but it's going to be January the 18th. I know some of y'all are really into fly fishing, and these shows like this are really, it's going to be at a conference center in Shepherdville, Kentucky. But anyway, check it out on Kentucky, and then also up here in Atlanta, the last January 31st, last day of the month, and February 1st and 2nd, that weekend at the South GAS South Convention Center. So be aware of that. Good question here. Mike Edwards sent a question. Send me a question right for the show. Doe tags. Can you take a doe on doe days without a doe tag? So I text Travis and said, on doe days, do you need a doe tag? And Travis, this is from Travis Bassford. No, sir. But if you shoot a doe on doe day and have tags for that property, it still needs to be tagged. In other words, if your property has the tags, you still need to use that tag there, but you don't have to have a tag on doe day. So Mike Edwards, thank you for sending that question, and it's going to be a good time right there to take does pretty soon. And one more picture, I just wanted to close with this one. Introduce kids to outdoors this holiday season with small game hunting. This is something we'll talk about a lot. Taking a kid hunting with like a small, take a BB gun. A lot of kids start with like a BB gun and those kind of things. But take a kid out, target shooting, put some cans up, anything like that to get them started in outdoors. And like I say, shooting's fun, and they don't have to hunt all the time, but just safely handle the firearm and have respect for it and know how to handle it. And in wintertime is just a good time to do it because a lot of times you can't go fishing, definitely can't go swimming. So take those kids out shooting up the shooting range or out there in the woods and shoot a tin can or something like that. All right, we're going to do our drawing when we come back. So let's take a break. We'll come back to our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. Good you're with us, and we appreciate the viewership as always, but let's get our drawing. And first one, we're going to go a mullet plate to Gene's Oyster Bar. Those folks over there, Ronnie Fowler and the crew, they're working hard. We went by there the other day and got some oysters. They were so good. And the people next to me got a mullet plate, and they gave me one of their mullet to go with it. So anyway, the winner of this mullet plate from Lynn Haven, Phyllis Brookins. I know you're going to enjoy that, Phyllis. Okay. And you may want to take Steve with you, or may leave him at home. All right, now the winner of the big $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Rock Seafood from Fountain, Lexi Melvin. All right, the Melvin family up there in Fountain. And the winner of the big red snapper is going to be from Bonifay, Melissa Deal, Lynn Haven, Fountain, and Bonifay. Good stuff right there. Appreciate the our sponsor doing all these kind of good things for our viewers. Okay, our famous Friday fishing forecast brought to us by Jessica Ling Insurance and Financial Group and Matt Andrews, Hammerdown Construction. We have a good situation here. First of all, I want to talk about fresh water because the river's really high and it's starting to drop out. And as it's dropping out, we've talked about it over and over again, and I don't know why, I just always talk about this because it's so much fun, I think, just setting those trot lines up and setting those bush hooks out, and as the water's going down, those catfish are feeding, the sloughs coming out. It's always a good time on the falling river to catch those catfish. We don't have any cartarbor worms right now, so what are you going to use? Well, I tell you what's good, ivory soap. Also, you can use some chicken livers. Those are always good too. So anyway, I wanted to make sure to talk about catfish. Oh, okay, jump over to saltwater. Snapper season is open now to the 31st. Okay, it'll be it's wrapping up then, but beeliners are closing today. So understand that and don't get that confused on it. And you got to get the word out. It's cold. I wrote down cold weather fishing, and it's not. Last week was cold weather. It's been cold this week, but it's warming up. So as it warms up, it's going to really get the fish and the bait moving around a lot more than it was last week. I want to talk about the freshwater ponds. I'm just bouncing around now. The freshwater ponds will be warming up and heating up, and that's always a good deal right there. Choctawhatchee River should be in good shape as it's dropping out. The bay system is going to be a little muddy now, all of our bay systems from all this high water. We talked about yesterday, we talked about the Emerald Coast Slam, which I call the Panhandle Slam, but it's funny how some people, a good while back, one of these big companies coming in developing here, I won't call out names, but you probably know who it is, they had a public relations group that told them that we don't need to call this area the Panhandle. They wanted to call it the Great Northwest. They actually had a campaign going to rename the Panhandle the Great Northwest. But you see where it goes, you see why we still call it, but it was and all the Emerald Coast people do the same thing. But anyway, talking about the slam, it's a good time of the year to, I guess I've lost my picture. Good time of the year to catch a slam. Here we go. We got it up here now? Nope, came off. Anyway, the slam. Flounder's going to be good. Redfish, we've talked about, you've seen the pictures all week of the redfish. There's going to be excellent red fishing here. Okay. And then also speckled trout. The speckled trout, out of those three, the speckled trout would be easiest to catch. So where do you want to go on a slim? If you want to catch redfish first, go to all the bridges. I mentioned the 331 bridge yesterday. I called it Choctaw Bridge, where Larry Brown called those big redfishes. 331 bridge over here. So the bridge fishing is going to be good. The pass here, you catch redfish there. Way down here, coming out of Crooked Island Sound, and then way down here in Carabel, you can catch them in St. Joe Bay. You can catch them right there at Tip of the Point, and then over here in Carabel, of course, the Carabel River going up in it. So flounder. Most of the flounder now is going to be right offshore within a mile or two. You see where the divers are getting a flounder. So you may have to go right around the passes. There's still some in the bay, but not that many. And trout. You know what to do with trout. They're going to be, as it warms up, they're going to move on the flats a little bit. As the tide's coming in, they're going to move up there on the flats, but they're going to sort of stay holed up right now in the holes in this cold weather and the cold temperature. But then as it warms up, they're coming out. So if you really want to make it a goal, go out one day, one Saturday, or one day you got off in the middle of the week, and try to get a slam. It's really challenging and it's a lot of fun, but it can be done so well in the Apalachicola Bay, in all of our bay systems it can be done. So you want to get a chance on that. Crappie is still doing a good job catching them up in Lake Talquin and Lake Seminole. I had that written down. Also, the bass fishing has still been a little slow. It's going to be picking up soon, I hope. Surf fishing, the number one target, of course, going to be the whiting. You saw the picture the other day, a huge whiting. December and January to my two best months personally to catch whiting. I don't have time to do it in December because of all this Christmas stuff going on, but man, right after the holidays, it's a good time to catch whiting. Just some little cut shrimp, hill shrimp or fish bites, either one. And you catch some whiting. Once you find them holed up, you can do a good job with them. So anyway, that's going to start wrapping things up. It's been a good week. I know a lot of y'all are getting ready to do some Christmas shopping for the outdoorsmen. Try to, if you can, go by Blue Water or Sunjammers or our sponsors and pick up a couple little things, even if it's stocking stuffers. But anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Do something good for someone else today. Enjoy the great outdoors. Take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.